for an update on sports stories across the globe, Aron Akerejola joins us. Good morning, Aron.
Yeah, good morning to you too. And good morning to you, Doctor. Rufai, good morning. Let's get it started as we edge ever closer to that all-important tie, the doubleheader between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Black Stars of Ghana. We know the Super Eagles will be leaving Abuja for Kumasi today and this morning, as a matter of fact, and very soon they should be airborne and they should be on their way. But according to reports actually coming in right now, we are hearing that there are some underarm tactics that Ghana wants to play, and they want to pull out the COVID-19 card, literally, to destabilize the Super Eagles team, because we know that the Super Eagles team have conducted a COVID-19 test prior to their departure, and they will be presenting those tests to the Ghanaian authorities and immigration authorities, but there are talks that they might not want to accept that, and they want to conduct their own COVID-19 tests just on the eve of the match to probably destabilize the players. Whether that will work or whether that will be even accepted is left to be seen. But let's see how it actually goes tomorrow evening in Kumasi at the Baba Yara Stadium. It will be the Black Stars hosting the Super Eagles of Nigeria in the first of two games, and we'll be hoping in 4 days' time or in 5 days' time from today, we'll be having the return leg. But for the Black Stars of Ghana, they have a man coming in, and it's a huge reprieve for them. Jordan Ayew, the Crystal Palace man, the son of the great Abedi Pele, will be playing as he's been cleared, and right now he is free from. Yeah, I mean, they've actually given him the clean bill of health. He's recovered from COVID-19, and Crystal Palace will also be glad that this is actually happening. So kudos to that, and let's see how that particular tie actually unfolds at the moment. But in the meantime, a lot of criticism has come on the way of FIFA, as FIFA has allowed Russia put in a bid for the 2028 and 2032 Euros, and people are asking questions. Can FIFA, for once, show a little bit of spine? The FAs from some of these countries that are also bidding are asking that why are they allowing Russia throwing their hat into the ring? There's a big question right now. But in the meantime, questions are also being asked about the UK's government's move, that maybe it was too soon or too drastic in the sense that they've actually made a U-turn in terms of Chelsea right now. They've told Chelsea they can sell away tickets, so that means they will be able to sell tickets to the Real Madrid fans for that particular tie in the UEFA Champions League, and also against Crystal Palace, and for the women game. And as a matter of fact, they've actually said that they will accept an injection of £30 million from Roman Abramovich's company, because Chelsea literally need cash to stay afloat at the moment, pending when this sale will happen. The sale will not happen. It's looking like it will not happen anytime soon, because the fans test is there. The owners and directors test needs to be done. There are other bottlenecks that needs to be cleared up before this sale will happen. So this, I'm sure, this will be the first of many injection of funds from the Roman Abramovich company, which at some point is sanctioned. Now, moving away from that, let's talk about Alexander Usyk. We know he's been in Ukraine helping his country fight the war. And as we speak right now, he's actually left Ukraine. We're not sure where he's going to be camping, but we know that in June, he is ready for the blockbuster rematch between himself and Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua lost in September. He actually holds the unified belt, and he's hoping to solidify his position in the annals of history. And let's see how that one actually comes. But kudos to what he has actually done for himself and for his country. And right now he says he wants to focus on boxing once again. But in the meantime, Conor McGregor, as a matter of fact, talking about the Irishman. Okay, first of all, Mike Tyson was in a comedy club with some friends. And according to TMZ, a fan walked up to him, pulled out a gun, and tried to threaten him that he wants to get into the ring with the 55-year-old. The man played it out cool. That was Mike Tyson. They played it out cool. He did not even flinch. He was just watching the guy. Of course, his entourage stepped in. He says he wants to put a blemish on his 44 knockouts he had in his glistening career. Tyson didn't even bet an eyelash. I think they put everything under control. And when they call you Iron Mike Tyson, certainly it counts for something. Well, how Conor McGregor has been arrested for driving recklessly at the moment. And there are talks that, of course, he was actually taken into custody, of course, later on bailed, but he will be facing a serious fine at the moment. And finally, there are good news coming in concerning the situation of Brittni Greiner as an ambassador, a U.S. ambassador in Moscow said he visited her on Tuesday, and she's doing very, very good. She's in good condition, but they are still fearing the worst. That if she's convicted, she might face 10 years in jail.
She needs to get out. They need to get her out. They need to get her out, and she shouldn't be in the middle of this diplomatic war with Putin, because he's going to stretch it. I mean, and we've seen this war play out too many times. I mean, we just had Radcliffe come out for 6 years, and the reason Iran gave was the fact that they paid Britain for some tank in the 70s, and they didn't supply the tank, and that was the subtext, and we all know how all of this. So they shouldn't put her in the middle of this. She should get her. They should get her out as much as possible. Very quickly, I'd like to talk about the Nigeria-Ghana game. I hope the Super Eagles will give it their all, because we need to beat Ghana. It means a lot to us. We need to prove a point, because we all supported that team in the Nations Cup, and we have not forgiven that team from not going well ahead to win the Nations Cup, because we thought it was our finest hour. But this will be the chance to prove a point. We need to beat Ghana in Ghana. We need to beat Ghana in Nigeria and proceed to Qatar.
But some are saying that Baba Yara Stadium is infamous for juju, and I don't know if that counts for anything. Those that have gone there for some particular, I'm being serious right now. They protested, the Super Eagles. I know that the NFF protested and didn't want that match to be played in Kumasi.
We will always triumph against juju. Remember Ghana, Nigeria? Remember the Nations Cup held in Nigeria in year 2000?
Yes.
The quarterfinal game against Senegal in Lagos here, that they said it was obvious that the Senegalese put juju in the field. But what happened? Julius Agahua broke that juju with 2 quick goals. The Senegalese were leading us 1-0, then Agahua came in slotting 2 goals. So I don't care about all of that. Just go there, beat the hell out of the juju, beat the hell out of the Ghanaians and win. And thank you guys so much. I thank Britain so much for what they're doing for Chelsea. You know, because this was not about Chelsea, this was about Abramovich. Look for better ways to sanction him. Don't hurt the players, because you're hurting the players. Don't hurt the community, because I can tell you for free what Chelsea does for the community around Fulham Broadway. I'm not saying this because I'm a Chelsea fan.
Yeah, you are.
Well, I think Amadou Pene has already resolved the matter with regard to this Baba Yari Stadium and all the mates. He says, and I'm quoting him, he says, Nigerians don't want any story. They don't want to hear any story. They just want to see the Super Eagles bring home the ticket to the World Cup. And I think that about summarizes it. On the myth about the Baba Yari Stadium, Ahmed Musa, already said, look, that's a myth. That it will not work, and they will just go there and beat the Ghanaians, and that's all we want. All those stories, I hope those are not fictional details, speculations, because the story you were referring to says that the Super Eagles, that the Ghanaians are going to use off-field tactics, accuse them of failing COVID test at the airport, and that because of this, the Super Eagles, they've changed their date of departure. They've even changed the hotel where they will stay. They've also been advised not to drink water, while they are in Ghana. I don't know whether they are going with, water from Nigeria. So this will look like the kind of story Amadou Pene is saying we don't want to hear. All we just want is to hear that, okay, they've been able to beat the Ghanaians, and that will go to Qatar.
But we should be worried, because Rufai will remember this.
So that they will even advise.
Tottenham game when Lasagna were poisoned. Michael Jordan's pizza also has been poisoned before. So
we've even been told that they should not use water in the hotel to have their bath. So are they going to go to Ghana and just not anyway? We don't want to hear stories. But I wanted you to talk about this new thing they say a capital market group is putting together, which is the Nigerian Football Development Fund, which is supposed to be some kind of mutual fund, and there will be an IPO or whatever. What are the details in that regard? Because it's about sports development and all of that. Who are the people behind it? Who is supporting it? How serious is it?
It's looking serious, because they have some they have some people from the corporate world trying to get into the sporting world, and I'm happy this is happening. They had a massive unveiling. They say 5 billion is what they are earmarking, and that's quite a lot. And let's see if it will actually go a long way. But my fear for things like this is not the first of its kind. This will not be the last. But most of these things come and they do not come to fruition ultimately. Something actually happens, something breaks down, and at the end of the day, nothing becomes of it.
Somebody wants to collect bribe that they are not ought to collect. That's what always destroys things like this. Normally,
no, I'm not saying that. I'm not. See, the point is,
want to collect bribe.
They need to work. They would have to work with the Nigeria Football Federation. They will need to work with the Nigeria footballing community. They will need to work with the Nigeria supporters. I mean, the Nigeria's players union. Because we have like 4 or 5 player union right now. They actually factionalized, but they need to work with all of them to be able to ensure that we have this funds.
I like the idea of private sector involvement.
Yes.
And trying to generate capital. But what is it that has gone wrong? That we don't have the private sector in Nigeria investing heavily in football clubs. I mean, in the past, we had Concord FC, we had Abiola Babes, we had Iwanyamu National, we had Leventis FC, we have BCC of Gboko.
Gboko.
So, I mean, what happened?
No, the truth is this. For example, when government decided to dip its hand heavily into football and financing of football, I think that was where that was literally the beginning of the end, because as it stood, everyone waited for what government would bring out rather than going out there and generating funds. And one thing that has always killed any kind of private sector involvement has been accountability.
And another thing,
yes,
the economy of this country. You can't see those great clubs Dr. Abati mentioned. It was when the economy started nosediving. We didn't see clubs like Eagle Cement any longer. True. We didn't see BCC Lions of Boko.
Leventis.
We didn't see Leventis, yes, because those were corporately owned stationary stores, obviously. True. We didn't see NEPA. NEPA had a club. We didn't see First Bank. We didn't see Union Bank. So economic factors too is also there. But if these guys can bring their money and everybody can behave right without some people being greedy.
Accountability is always a big issue.
Because you can also do... There was a proposal I once wrote to somebody, and it's still out there. Anybody that wants to jump on it. A Super Pro League. Top 5 teams in Nigeria, top 5 teams in Ghana. Call it the West African Super League. Put billions into it. Put it on good television. All the traditional Ghanaian teams, all the traditional Nigerian teams.
As a matter of fact, that is in the working already. Because
so, Ashanti Kotoko and the likes. So, but people need to be less greedy. Let's tell administrators to be less greedy. It's not about what you can gain. It's not about your pocket alone. Let football thrive.
No, but administrators that have been there, that have been enjoying slush funds from government for years. And right now you want to actually make everything straight. You want to actually make everything transparent. It's difficult to actually move that part. Change cannot be done in a day, but change is actually imminent. We are hoping this actually happens, and very soon, very, very soon, maybe in the nearest future, we'll have that particular involvement, and maybe we'll be mirroring what we have in South Africa, not even talking about England, because South Africa have gotten it right. If we can actually mirror that template in South Africa, then we're onto something.
There will be some courageous private sector people who would reinvent the wheel.
They've started here in Lagos, because we're having some teams like Sporting Lagos and some other private sector companies actually coming into sport here in Lagos and trying to invest here. If they do that,
thank you, Aaron.
Who knows?
Thank you very much.